finally made it to Los Angeles. Currently, I'm on my way to meet up with one of my best friends, Tad, and he's going to show me around LA, but he's also going to be a competitor of mine and some of the Mustang's most important challenges of this series, so stick around.
The first social challenge is to try out the Hollywood nightlife, which didn't disappoint. Not only was the food decent, I had a drink and actually liked it. Plus, I got the needed confirmation that Grand Theft Auto 5 NPCs were modeled after the citizens of Los Angeles. Seriously, like the first night I was there, I was walking down the busy Hollywood Boulevard with Tad, and a sunburnt man in dirty old clothing looks my direction as we pass him. He speaks with a perfect radio host tone. "Hi, I'm certified in 38 different countries. Would you like an intestinal massage?" Which I know this sounds goofy and you're questioning why I included that, but it's the perfect anecdotal way for me to describe what to expect from LA. Anyways, after the night walk, I crashed for the night to prepare for the first challenge. Before we continue, if you enjoy car reviews and content on all sorts of vehicles, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications. This video will get a small fraction of the attention that my reviews will, so if you enjoy it, don't be afraid to share it to your enthusiast friends. When it comes to practicality, the Mustang is obviously not the first choice you'd have in mind. But if you're trying to get rid of your daily driver, something like this 2008 Chevy Equinox owned by my good friend here, Tad, it matters. So let's find out truly the difference between the two and if the Mustang will be sufficient. The plan? Take all the stuff that I've been carrying around from the Mustang, add in a few things, and see if we can still have 3 seats total available, because I feel like if you're going on a road trip, you might bring 2 people. Let's get started. Tad's gonna have 7 minutes to load up his Equinox, and well, I'm going to try to help him or not help him. The timer is rolling. All right, I'm gonna just like put this somewhere. I'm gonna put this on the tire.
On the tire? Okay.
On the tire.
Yeah, I'll hear it, yeah.
Now remember, 3 seats have to be available.
I'm aiming for 4.
It's all about packaging.
Yeah.
Although in here you can kind of just throw everything. In the Mustang, it's all about packaging.
Yeah. This is the practical car. This isn't the cool, sexy one with the sex appeal. This has to be in the back?
Yes.
Noted. I feel like that should.
It's a Chevy.
You never know. Right? Nothing.
Another GM necessity.
I actually might need some, actually.
These do have those pesky head gasket failures.
Oh, and some oil.
You might as well just pre-mix them and then.
I'm gonna put snacks and water in the middle. Medicine
okay.
can also be in the middle.
The random unmarked medicine bag.
Yeah. I'm gonna aim to make it where you can see out the back. I'm assuming that's ideal.
Yeah, you have to be able to see out the back. That's an additional thing because
you're adding stuff mid-challenge.
Because the Mustang, I can see out the back. Oh man.
I don't come to play, I came to win. The Equinox takes this shit seriously. We could probably use this. We are in California. We can use this to cover the shit up. So it's like, oh, there's nothing in it, nothing valuable in the back.
Yeah.
Except for the Tupperware.
The Tupperware, no. If someone sees the Tupperware,
like, oh,
this
fuck.
is the slightest. Oh, there's B.
B? Can I pack
All right, we gotta pack the B too.
Pack the B?
Oh shit.
Outdoor essentials.
Yes.
You need 2 jacks.
Gotta have 2.
Yeah, just in case.
2. We'll just say, because you actually have a jack and a spare tire, whereas the Mustang does not.
Put that in the middle so we have a jack always available. I think we need the middle jack for this scenario.
Yeah.
Power.
Gotta have the power.
Put that pretty towards the back so you can get it easily. You never know when a hoop session's gonna break out. Okay, first off, I'm going water.
First off. The what? That'll probably cue YouTube's copyright infringement.
Just you singing it?
Yeah.
Like, wait, I've heard this before. So 2 passengers, right? So middle and...
Yeah.
No, they're gonna go in the back.
Yes,
we're gonna have
I'm trying to
safety.
throw a couple wrenches in your plan here.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything in the Mustang.
Throw a couple of jacks, and you're gonna find more. You give me like the transmission or something. You're like,
Just breaker.
oh shit.
Just.
I believe most of this stuff is ready. Just need
All
to
right,
kinda
so we can stop.
organize
the
it a little
timer.
bit.
17 seconds.
Hey!
So you did it right on time.
Wait, hold on, didn't technically cover.
Oh,
all
you gotta
this.
shut up. You gotta shut the doors too.
Oh shit! What am I at?
You got 8 seconds. 7. Oh no. 4 seconds. I'll help you.
Oh,
Mission success. Equinox can handle all of this, and you easily have 3 seats available. This is quite the van. Now let's try out the Mustang.
now we get to take all this out again.
So the thing is I know what I'm doing because I've done it many times, although this is more stuff than I've ever had in here. That sounded like a gun. I'm gonna bash something. All right, that goes. You know? All right, the long stuff. Oh shit. Actually, you know, this will go on top. I got it.
You always need the longboard ready.
Oh man, he's cooking. This goes on the bottom actually. Because we kind of want to dampen the jack so the jack doesn't fly around and take out a child. That goes there. Also, obviously, you can tell there's no spare tire, which is why I have a fix-a-flat kit. This actually fits conveniently right there. Ooh.
Oh. Oh yeah, you also have to fit 2 people. Someone's gonna be stuck in the back.
Ooh. You can't fit anybody on the side behind the racing seat.
Oh, because
Unless
it
they-
doesn't move.
Unless they actually don't have legs.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I did not. Fire extinguisher. Yes. Y'all want to see how this goes in? Unlike the highly impractical Equinox, I have.
See, I'm sabotaging his time right here.
Oh no! Yeah. Okay, that's actually not how you hook it up though.
You get points taken off for impractical fire extinguisher mounting. Good enough.
You're supposed to put it in a little. There's a little metal thing there, a little flap. This very important bag, camera bag, of course. Just shove that in there.
Coolant.
Coolant, very, very necessary.
Make use of the space that can't be used by a human.
Exactly. I don't remember what's in here.
You get 3 minutes.
Okay, we're doing good. This is actually, outside of my back hurting from bending down so much, it's actually going pretty well. All right. Okay, this could go in the back. Gotta have the soap. Don't drop them.
Don't drop them.
Why did the creators just feel like this was the necessary move?
That's how a lot of old kids shows are.
Yeah,
If I had Paramount Plus, I'd probably be watching SpongeBob quite often.
I think I might beat the Equinox,
I don't know.
at least in time. What are we at? I've also been hauling ass.
Oil.
You know what? This is actually surprising.
The final minute.
Oh, it's
60
fine.
seconds.
Okay, final. There's more than enough space here. Make sure you don't have your keys. Don't want to shut them in there. Okay, this is packed. Got
A
the.
very small child.
Hey, you say very small child.
Oh no.
So,
2,000 miles like this.
hey, I just kind of chill back here, sleep like this. I'd be fine. Fine.
I'd be fine.
Okay.
Finished with about probably 30 seconds left.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, shit.
Comfortable?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess this isn't very comfortable. Okay, if we're gonna be honest,
It is possible.
we're just gonna shaft the person that's in the back.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And this would be
It's like a 4-year-old. Like
Yeah,
a
we're
very,
gonna
very
say-
small child.
for all of your beverage needs. Yeah, hydro flask, bam, coffee, right there. This is the only cup holder, but if we're being honest, you know, if you're driving in this personal of a space for a long time, you're okay with sharing a little drink, you know? All right, so the Mustang. I wouldn't call it the winner because it's obviously not the winner, because you can fit like actually 4 people in there and they would be comfortable. Whereas here you'll fit, nobody's gonna be comfortable.
Not just nobody, just period.
Nobody's gonna be comfortable.
Like even the driver has to sit on a rock.
They're physically going to be able to fit in here though. So, with that in mind, the Mustang is enough for your vacation and for your practical needs.
The Mustang has proven itself as a practical workhorse, one capable of hanging with a small SUV so long as you have sharp Tetris skills. But what about its seduction skills? Not all of us would label a cheap Mustang or any other modified project car as the ultimate wingman, but it has to be better than a 14-year-old Chevy Equinox, right? Right? Well, what better place to confirm this than LA's premier beach town, Santa Monica, where I'm going to ask 10 people off the street one simple question. First, I have to get past my own social barrier.
Okay. Alright. You're gonna hold me to it. The next person.
After several rejections, I finally run into people that are willing to answer the question on camera. Which car would you rather have someone roll up in on a first date?
Yes, that one for sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
it's got
awesome.
character. It's, you know, it's cute.
I'm gonna go for the Chevy.
The Equinox, more practical, probably less of a douchebag.
Less of a douchebag, exactly.
Well, definitely that one if you ask me.
The Mustang?
Yeah.
And
More
then-
classic, more approachable.
Alright. And then you?
And I don't have an answer, specific answer, but
Surely the remaining LA residents in our test will side with the classy Stang.
I guess the Chevy Equinox.
Equinox. Because if a girl pulls up in a Mustang, like I picture a girl pulling up in an Equinox and a guy pulling up in the Mustang.
Got it. And then you?
That's kind of fair. I mean, a Mustang would be kind of weird for a woman to pull up in.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
But then again, it gives her kind of
Is it like a
character.
friend?
So you got
date?
confidence,
Like
you
a
know, to...
cruise?
oh no. I think probably the Equinox too, honestly.
Okay, so we got 3 for Equinox.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I guess so too.
Chevy. Because I've test drove one before, or like had a rental car, and it was super smooth.
Probably the Mustang.
Yeah, I'm going with the Mustang.
I don't know, the other one looks like a family car. That one
Okay.
looks like a single guy car.
I mean, the Equinox is nice, but if she rolls up in a Mustang, you know, she's got some style.
Yeah.
Which I'd agree with personally. I would have been shopping for rings that night if my girlfriend showed up on the first date in a wannabe drift Stang. Unfortunately, our highly scientific test disagreed. Not only is the 08 Chevy Equinox more practical, it also has more sex appeal than the discussed Stang. The next couple of days I take a step back to enjoy Los Angeles as I accept my defeats. Later that evening I got another dose of shock from the city.
Oh. It's Jason Bourne.
Turns out, Tad believes he found the guy on Instagram. With dusk behind us, we go to the Santa Monica boardwalk where I have a $12 hot dog from Japadog. Was it very tasty? Yes, but I still feel weird paying $15 for a hot dog after tip. The good news is that there's an immeasurable amount of hot dog stands and carts in Los Angeles if Japadog isn't what you're feeling. Eventually, I also tried to drive close to the Hollywood sign, but it turns out that's actually a hike. And while trying to drive to it, I got a little wrapped up in the Hollywood Hills, which felt like an entirely different country. Tight turns, steep grades, sick architecture. I can see why this place has the clout it does, and I felt like the tourist of tourists there in my shitty ear-piercing Mustang. In the last episode, I drove on the best road of my life so far. However, with the renowned Angeles Crest Highway nearby, it would be a shame if I didn't check that one out too. But before I get ahead of myself, it would probably be a good idea to get an oil change done and have a mechanic look over the Mustang. What I didn't realize was that my Ford has special needs now. The shop I made an appointment with actually couldn't get the Mustang to clear their lift, and the next one said the same thing, leaving me with one option.
The only place that could get me in was Jiffy Lube, one of the bigger chains in here in the United States. And I mean, just a quick oil change. It ran me about $120 for full synthetic after taxes, which is, I mean, I guess it not a huge deal when I just spent $55 to get less than 10 gallons of gas. But at this point, I've spent so much money on this trip that I don't even care. I also spent $8 for a ice cream cone. Very good ice cream, but you start to get the feeling that out here, businesses can just charge whatever they want and people will pay for it.
That is, until they can't, which is quite common. Tad and I went to Venice Beach to surf and I had an awesome time. After we got out of the water, we walked down the beach in search of food, where I came across something pretty disheartening. If you ask everyone from Indiana what they thought of California, a vast majority would tell you it's too expensive, too many hippies, and tent cities are everywhere. The tent cities do exist. Most are large encampments around 100 to 250 people though, not the thousands that I feel like some people think. Unless we're talking about Skid Row, which accounts for 4,000 to 8,000 of the city's homeless population. Except this still makes up only 1/10 of the homeless in LA. What actually surprised me was when I was walking down Venice Beach alongside countless multi-million-dollar homes and still seeing people sleeping on the pavement just a few feet away from said houses, essentially in their backyard. I've never seen polar opposite worlds collide in that kind of proximity. 1 in 150 people are homeless in Los Angeles. In other words, over 10% of the nation's homeless population live in LA County alone. There aren't numerous multi-thousand person encampments, more so just many smaller ones. It's widespread and it makes sense with only 1% of apartments costing less than $1,000 a month in rent. I know this is a multifaceted issue, so I'll shut up now, but if I'm documenting my LA experience, it's kind of necessary to mention. For me personally, I'm looking into moving here, but I'd be in the streets pretty quick here in LA without a second job. At least minimum wage out here is now like $16 an hour.
The good news is that the Mustang got an oil change and there's nothing glaringly wrong under the hood. They couldn't do anything with the AC, so that's still not working and I don't know when it's going to work again. So anyway, we've gotten through a lot of this series now and the Mustang has made it. But over the course of this journey, I've kind of grown really close to this thing. You know, I bought it originally just to beat on it and, well, learn how to drive on a track, but also work on cars. It's been an educational experience more than anything else. I was a little attached to the car, but now I'm really attached to the thing, and I really hope it makes it back. When I was walking into this, I was pretty much just thinking, not so much if it will break, but I was just getting ready for when it would break and where it would break. Made sure that, you know, no matter what, I had enough money in the bank to get the thing back to Indiana if something goes wrong.
But now my worry is less about my finances and more on the car. I almost want to restore it, but I'll need YouTube money to pick up a little more before I can justify that one.
This thing has a lot of soul and heart in the truest sense, because despite it really just kind of falling apart in all of these other aspects, the interior is very cheap. You know, the AC broke. It's getting louder in terms of like the steering noise. There's that clutch noise now, and you can just tell this thing was abused. But that engine keeps going. The transmission keeps going. And you know, when it comes to things actually inhibiting it from driving, it's pretty good. I think I've grown more attached to this car, not only because I've driven in it a lot, but because I can, and this is gonna sound corny as hell, and I'm going to apologize for that. You spend a lot of time with an inanimate object, a car that truthfully is a machine. You begin to personify it.
For the Mustang, it's a Midwestern car. Chances are it's never been to the West Coast, and with it being quite neglected, it was highly unlikely it would ever see a vacation like this unless it came across an individual as bonkers as myself. And for me, I never really thought I'd be in the position I'm in to where I could do something this reckless fresh out of college with no outside financial support. The last 4 months I've been going at this full time, and I never stopped to realize that this is the first time in my life that I don't have huge obligations of my time to school, a boss, or workplace. I might have taken a pay cut, but this is a luxury much more exclusive.
I guess I just never expected either of us to make it this far. And that's kind of what me and the Mustang have bonded over. And really, up until the point that I started this journey, I mean, it's not a car that I've admired. I liked the body style a little bit, but I mean, they handle poorly. The image associated with them is, well, usually not all that good, but I've begun to appreciate things. I mean, it's a practical car, a very practical car. It gets good gas mileage, has a ton of torque, like an obscene amount of torque down low. Runs on regular gasoline. I mean, this thing is literally cheaper to run by a long shot than my old Civic Si, which, who would have thought? I mean, the engine is literally twice the size. And I'm able to sleep in it. And it's now with the angle kit and the suspension and the short shifter and the rebuilt LSD, it drives, well, like a sports car. I mean, as much as a Mustang can drive like a sports car. And so now I just get to enjoy it out here on this beautiful, beautiful road. And that's what I'm gonna do. I should probably pull over for them. Can't hang with Porsches. I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna be that guy.
I quickly fade in the mirrors of the Porsches, but I do so with a relaxed smile. The Mustang provides a loud, physical experience, one that doesn't require me challenging my mortality and beating it with a meat tenderizer in order to get a kick from it. In the last episode, I came to a bit of a boiling point. In this one, I'm finally at ease. And we've learned some valuable things here. Like one, make sure that you're not relying on your project car to woo someone on a first date. And if you want to take yourself and 2 passengers on a vacation, a Mustang can technically work. Much better than I even anticipated, but it's still going to lose to an Equinox. My last plan for California is to check out Malibu and stay in an Airbnb in the celebrity forest town of Topanga, which has its own beautiful beach. Both towns don't feel like a part of LA, and I swear the waves were larger here too. This was a great cap to my time in California.
You know, after every place that I've been, and despite how just outrageously expensive it is, I do really enjoy California, and it's definitely a place that now I really think I do want to live. It's reaffirmed that. It's awesome here. You're just so close to pretty much anything that you want to be close to. The only downside is I'd probably have to part ways with the old girl here because there's no way it's going to pass emissions. Are you kidding me? So I mean, that's a bit of a downer, but I've had so much fun out here. If I can't live out here, I at least know that I want to take more vacations. Anyway, as we roll back out here on the Pacific Coast Highway back to Los Angeles and out of town for the foreseeable future, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and it's reset my priorities and reset myself. Now I'm gonna go teach myself to gamble, and we're gonna go to Vegas. But before we go, I'm gonna have to hit you with the obligatory subscribe and hit the bell for notifications if you enjoy this content. This isn't my usual thing. I usually make car reviews, so I really need your support. If you like this kind of stuff, please share it. And if you really want to see me do another series, subscribe to the Patreon too. I would love to do more stuff like this, travel. The next episode and the last episode of the series is going to be a 2,000-mile jaunt straight back home with a Vegas stop in the middle. I just need to relearn poker. We're gonna see how that goes. See if we can recuperate some of the money lost on this. I'm not gonna recuperate anything, but let's try. Thanks for watching.